Okay, never mind.
So nothing we've done up till now has been heard?
We're not redoing all that.
That's okay.
Should have been there, it was stunning.
Go
It
ahead,
was wonderful.
go ahead, Mr. Love.
John Love, 200 North Saginaw. And I was on this commission once for a short time, but Mr. Cullis didn't like me, so he had me removed. I've saved multiple buildings that are historic buildings in Holly from destruction by the council. First one I was involved in was 102 West Maple next to the post office. And then the next one that came up is the storefronts. It a snow fence around that one, those buildings. And so we were, they were redone. They were gonna pick some hack to oversee the process. I had a licensed architect that was actually the president of the Historic Commission to oversee the project so it was done properly, including original windows instead of just junk like the trailer parks. I'm working right now on selling 2 homes that are historic in Holly, and I wanted to invite you to come over and take a look at them inside and see what they were like. The first one that was scheduled for demolition by the village is 306 East Sherman, one with a wraparound porch here and columns. After I was working on this one, the village decided that they wanted to destroy this one because it needed some work inside. Inside it has the original oak trim, which I restored and installed. The front bay window has leaded glass designs in the 3 front panels with a wraparound porch and a yard with multiple trees. The other one is this building at 807 East Baird. It's one of 2 Victorian era building homes that are still existing in Holly. This one would have been destroyed. Nobody wanted to do anything with it because it needed to be rebuilt, including I had to put a steel beam underneath the floor, the main floor, with supports all the way around to hold up the whole building inside because it caved in. They had knocked the partitions out, and it needed brickwork. The corner of the building was missing, and it needed a new roof. The thing is, you don't want to have a hip roof with no pitch with wood siding, wood shingles on top, which it had. So that was a job just to stabilize that, to do it. So you're invited to come over and visit those at any time. I also saved the old mill from being demolished. I've just recently sold it to Vince and Carrie. I also helped save the Gray Lady, which is the other building that's right next to the mill. They were going to tear that one down, and I received an award from the village for intervening and stopping that.
Jeez.
And then,
Well, apparently your 4 minutes is up.
Yeah, I didn't know it was gonna be that loud over there.
also, my home at 200 North Saginaw is a historic building that I've restored and
John, your 4
preserved.
minutes are up.
Pardon?
I said your 4 minutes are up.
Okay, can I get 2 more minutes?
It's board, what's your pleasure? I would need a motion to grant him an extra 2 minutes.
I'll make the motion to grant the 2 extra minutes for him.
I have a motion by Mr. Keikos. Is there support?
Support.
Support by Mr. McGaney. All in favor, say aye.
Aye.
Opposed? Motion carries. You have an extra 2 minutes.
Thank you. Well, I have a picture of this home on Baird Street that one of the neighbors gave me the postcard that she had. This is what it looked like. So I'm working on trying to bring it up to that level. I have brackets here that I purchased from an antique store that I'm going to put back on there. And these metal pieces are all there. Porch is gone, it's just a temporary one, but I fixed the interior. The interior, the doors weigh 40 pounds on the upstairs bedrooms. So they pulled the jambs out of the wall from usage. And I was able to buy another one from the house that they tore down here in Holly, and it matched the ones that are in there. So it has, I've made an effort in all of these places to restore them and make them look proper. And the same thing on the storefront. The 2 stores that I owned in there, I put original configuration on them. See here where they have recessed fronts on the stores, to the doors, to the stores and big windows. It's like the 2 I had were like that. The rest of them look like trailer park stuff that nobody really would want to have in a historic site setting. So I just wanted to invite you to come over and look at these 2 houses and see what they look like inside, because it's like going back into time. And as I said, I'm planning to sell them. My house that I live in is also a historic one too, so.
All right, John,
Time's up.
thank you for your comments.
Maybe we'll
You
see you
mentioned you had 2 houses for sale, the one on Sherman that we could come and see. What's the other one?
on 807 Baird Street. That's
Oh,
the
807.
Baird, East Baird.
Can I see that picture you had of the storefronts? If you don't mind?
Well, let's do it after the meeting.
No, I just, well, it goes with our next thing, the ongoing compliance downtown issues. And I just want to know when this was taken. Because I'm talking about all the windows.
Yeah.
If we knew when this was taken, that would kind of give us a pinpoint on some of those windows that we're having issues with.
Oh, those,
Wrong building.
Is it the wrong building? I don't know if anybody messed with those windows or not, but I just figured,
yeah, it's wrong building. No, these are fine.
Are they in the background at all?
No, this is now the other way.
Building, yeah, okay. Sometimes you can get a background picture.
Those are done correctly, by the way, which Mr. Love did.
Mr. Logan.
Okay,
The neighbor gave it to me, and they had the postcard that showed what the original configuration, which was amazing.
all right. Thank you, John. Anyone else for public comment?
Do you anybody else want to see these?
Just lay them down. Please don't interrupt the meeting.
I want to make sure John got back.
Hello, Regina Caicos, 711 South Broad Street. Good evening. I am here on behalf of the Mill Pond Committee, and I serve as its Public Information Officer. At Tuesday's council meeting, the village approved Resolution 2025-039, authorizing a historic study of Stiff's Mill Pond. I am leading this research project on behalf of the Mill Pond Committee with council's approval. As part of this work, I will be requesting time on the Historic District Commission's agenda to present the study and invite their guidance and participation. We will also be coordinating with the Parks Commission, village staff, and volunteers as appropriate throughout the process. Our goal is to begin organizing and digitizing the historic documents related to the mill pond so they are easier for everyone to access. This also helps reduce redundancies and costs during the legal lake level process under Part 307, since the Water Resources Commissioner will ultimately need much of this information as part of their review. Because it has been nearly 30 years since the last historic study was done, we see this as a valuable opportunity to bring the existing records together in one place and better understand the mill pond's history, any prior recognitions, and its connection to Holly's early development. I'm truly excited to begin this work. There's so much history tied to this waterway, and I'm hopeful that bringing these records together will benefit not only the study itself, but all of the commissions, the village, and the community as a whole. I'll be reaching out soon to request some placement on a future agenda so I can provide a full presentation and ensure this project moves forward in a way that aligns with your process and supports your work as well. I very much look forward to collaborating with all of you, and thank you so much for your time this evening.
All right, thank you. Anyone else for public comment? I have one more person.
Come on, just say something.
I just can say, thank you for all that you're doing. I think everyone's doing such a marvelous job to
Thank you.
restore history.
Hey, Diane, maybe you should tell us.
Stop. All right, we'll go to old business, HDC guidelines. Was there something left for us to do, to vote to pass it, to send it to the village council for final approval?
Didn't we do that last week?
Yeah,
We did
Rather.
that?
yeah, I thought we did that. I thought we went.
Okay, so then it didn't need to be on the agenda.
Well, it said that it was, and then, but you were gonna do a subcommittee, I thought, to bring more people together to decide for sure.
Oh, we wanted to.
Yeah, I remember that subcommittee.
So I was a little confused on,
Listing in the back of the commissioners that are gonna pass it.
Oh, not a subcommittee. That's what it was. We were wanting to, okay, I remember that. Because we had new people coming in, we wanted to change that list and update it.
yeah, that was on there too.
Yep, okay.
But you were gonna meet, I thought, with Tim and Keikos and Van Selfie, and you guys were gonna go through
Okay,
everything and.
thank you for reminding us. So there'll be no action tonight, but I need to set that up, and Tim left us. Did he step out, or did he go home?
He's
Yeah, he
Oh,
probably left.
okay, all right, then I'll get with him. Number 2 on old business is ongoing downtown compliance issues.
I have 3 things on that.
Okay,
Number 1, still looking for guidance as to, I don't wanna say the word retroactively, how far back we're looking in, for compliance in that,
when you say you're looking for reference from us, from,
this board as well as the village. Also, I believe we were discussing, having a meeting, yourself, myself, and village manager to kind of survey things so that we were actually able to have what addresses, concrete addresses, locations. I was under the impression we were gonna have that meeting, or that meeting was coming, it was talked about previously.
okay,
And anything that we have that's been specifically to an address, we have open reporting on it, if you will.
okay. In regards to the meeting with the village manager and yourself, and that needs to be set up through the village manager, so he can reach out and let us know when he wants to do that. Regarding the meeting with Mr. Keikos and Ms. Van Zelft, I'm gonna get that name, yeah.
Van Zelfie.
Is that Van Zelfie?
There you go.
Along with her, the 2 of them. We'll need to set that meeting up as well, and of course, coordinate it with those 2. On your 3rd topic, the property on Battle Alley, the one you know about, because I had you there when the gentleman was standing there, he owns the building opposite Ziggy's. He was putting windows in as we were speaking.
Okay, all right.
Just address.
I do addresses because you do
Okay.
realize between rentals,
I
HDC,
understand
fire
that.
inspections and fire
But we were
response.
standing there that
Right.
day.
It took me a minute to remember.
So
the
I shouldn't have to run
conversation
down and grab the address. I physically had you there. That
Well,
one
then I
has
could
never
put
been
those on
dealt
the
with.
agenda, the addresses too. Sorry.
But I can understand what you're saying now.
What? I didn't hear what you, we got 4 people talking.
I was just saying the addresses, then I could add them to the agendas if I had them.
Oh, okay.
So we'd all know what buildings we were talking about.
And that way for minutes, discussing it by address maintains
All right.
record keeping.
Thank you.
Well,
Kurt.
that's unfortunate then. We're gonna kick it off another month, and yet I had you standing there at the time it was being done.
I will,
That is separate from the other buildings. That should have been dealt with then and there.
And if it's the building I'm thinking, there's 3 or 4 specific addresses to that building, and I don't wanna quote the wrong.
Well, it's all
one
his
for the
building,
door.
and he did the whole thing. And the issue goes back again, and Mr. McCanny is the only one on this board that can speak to this. I don't believe Ms. Hutton was here at the time. We made Randy Redmond follow the letter of the rule and replace them, and he had to take windows back and get the right windows. We've made other store owners downtown do that. And for this individual that we're talking about, he's already been this round once before doing work without coming before the board. And we got stuck with that work because he'd thrown out the old windows and it was already there. And he had to take some things off and show that he did it right. But there's no excuse for him not coming back to this board.
Again, for documentation, I kinda need addresses. I know one of those is.
All right, well, I'm not gonna get up and walk out of this meeting, but I'm close.
Fair enough, but.
Because I'd have to get in my car and drive down. But it's sad that you have to have an address for a building that we were standing there talking about. That's my comment. We were standing right there while it was being done.
I deal with,
I understand, if you needed, I guess if you needed addresses, you should have walked in front of it and got them.
I'm sure I have.
Call to order.
This, we don't know.
I'm good.
We don't know, we're gonna have to go get it.
Well, it's what, there's
It's the
Ziggy's
building-
Ice Cream is
Wendell,
102. And then I got 115, which is the longer building.
you're on two different sides of the street.
Right across Hallie Street, right?
Yeah, you're the one that called for order.
Well, yeah, I didn't want you guys arguing, so. It's just not giving me the address, it's giving me 115.
Well, according to this, it's not giving us an address.
So I was trying to look at.
All right, you will have them tomorrow. So that takes us to general, there's nothing can be done there for those reasons. We need to get those appointments set up.
Do we need to make a motion in order to pull
I
this
do
to?
have an address. 113 Battle Alley.
Where do you? Oh, 113. Yep, 113 Battle Alley.
You got that, Kurt?
Give me 1 second.
Not a problem. I didn't mean to
If
interrupt, I'm sorry.
if the apartments have separate addresses, it doesn't show that on here.
Well, and there's 3 businesses in that center building. 113, I believe, is RHL.
No, it's the tea room.
Okay, the tea room.
That's the building.
Okay, so it's that building, all right.
That's the building.
RHL and the tea room are in that building.
All right. Your question, Mr. Kakos, was?
Do we need to make a motion to move this until next month's meeting?
No, there's just no action taken because the appointments haven't been made.
Okay,
The meetings haven't been scheduled, and this issue downtown will have to be discussed further. The issue for downtown compliance is a broad issue, the way it's stated here. For that building, it shouldn't even be on this part of this conversation, because it was in the middle of happening as we spoke. So we'll have to go back to it.
Yeah, 'cause I think
Then we
it
move on to
shows.
general business, Battle Alley Arches. Now, this is something I asked to bring to the committee. Unfortunately, Ms. Van Selfie isn't here this evening. But part of the reason I asked to come back is because we have new people on the board. Mr. Turpinning is not one of them, but she would have been. This is a great example of what is supposed to come before the board. This was grant money that the DEA got a while back. They got it and proposed that they wanted to put arches in, and apparently it was proved they received the money, they've already been ordered. The good news is, they actually fit and meet the requirements. But I asked to have it put on the agenda so that you could look at them, and if you go to the pictures back here, Jackie, this one here in your packet, if you look at these pictures, the things that we would be talking about is the aesthetic look of the arches, and do they match the flavor of the alley? For example, if they came and these poles were stainless steel, and there was some modern-looking banner across there, that would be issues that we would look at and say it's not conducive to the historic district. These happen to look fine. The other issue that we would have as an HDC is the placement of those. If, let's say they were going to try to attach them to the buildings, that would be a concern we would have. But the location and the style are both things that should come before the HDC. Now, they put some kiosks downtown to tell you kind of directions where stores are. Those should have come before the HDC, but they didn't. And they don't necessarily look like they fit the historic nature of the alley.
No, they don't.
They're much more modern looking. The problem was, again, they landed, by the time they landed, the money had been spent and the design had been done. But, so that you get a better understanding, this is the kind of stuff that's supposed to come before the HDC. And it's not a personal thing for us. We don't sit here and decide what we like. It's based on the guidelines of the Secretary of the Interior, and that's what we're supposed to go by. So,
Heavy chain links for steel.
those are the kinds of things that fit in. So I asked for this to be put here. In this case, we did not ask the DDA to pay the fee to come before the board. I didn't feel that was necessary, seeing as it was already done. The good news is, it's correct. Had this come in and not been correct, then it might have got ugly, because we would have been looking at putting a stop to it after the money was spent. So I'm really trying to hoping that the village will, I've said this before, you either make a commitment to your historic district or you get rid of it. Because it's not fair building after building to make people comply and let other people do whatever they want. And that's the issue we have with some of these buildings downtown, especially the one on Battle Alley,
So,
being the most recent one. The other two buildings that we've been talking about, well, actually, one of them did make the correction. Ziggy's fixed the window. So the other one we're talking about is on the other corner of Battle Alley, and we've been talking about that long before I always want to call you Miskovich, and that's not right. Your last name, Kurt? Nitschke. Thank you. Long before Mr. Nitschke was here, and long before Tim Price. So those are the ones we're trying to work on. Are there any,
George, can I ask a question?
I'm just gonna say, are there any questions?
Yeah, I was, well, because you were asking about council, you're wanting council to support us, correct?
Village council oversees committees. If the village council wants a historic district commission to exist and believes that it is good for the community, then the council needs to support it by making sure that the administration follows through on the issues at hand. They need to make sure that the DDA doesn't go out and do things on their own, that they do go through the historic commission.
I just, with me being the council liaison, I want to make sure, so I can.
Because it doesn't do us any good to sit here and get into issues where the money's already been spent and the product's already sitting in front of you.
All right, well,
Because nobody in the village wants to see stuff thrown out or wants to see stuff blocked. Nobody wants to see people fighting over issues.
no, as I said, because I am the liaison to the village council for the HTC, I will bring up at our next meeting that, we're looking to have more support from the council and standing behind us. And not look like they're playing favoritism or anything like that.
Well, it's,
I'm not done, that might not be
and
the case.
I don't wanna go so far as to say they're playing favoritism, but if you ignore certain things, you know,
You gotta hold everybody the same standard.
we've been very fortunate that some of the businesses that were held to the standards haven't filed a lawsuit against the village over businesses that didn't have to follow the same set of standards. I guess that's the way I would put it.
Okay, I like that.
Anybody else have any other comments, Mr. McCanny?
The only one I have is, I noticed where the placement is, on the, would it be Broad Street end? I know this corner, by the hotel is actually like a pinch point. I can't tell, of course, by the exact dimensions, but where that, we just wanna make sure we
Yep.
don't create like a wheelchair lock, or it's already pretty tight on that corner. If they could just kinda,
Do you see what he's looking at?
Yes.
The second page,
Yeah, I'm familiar with the drawing. I'm just
Okay.
trying to,
right where the post is in front of the entrance to the Holly Hotel.
right,
It's right next to a light post.
what you're concerned with is there a passable foot pedestrian
Yeah,
lane between where that post lands?
well, the pictures,
And
the hotel.
the picture's two-dimensional. It looks very tight there.
Okay, here, this end.
Yeah, see that?
Yeah, I was looking at the opposite end there by the coffee shop, and that looks
Oh,
like that.
no,
No, that's,
I was looking at that end, looks like there's,
I know, but
It
that's,
looks like to me
but
that,
that's why I said hotel.
that looks like to me that there, it's like the lamp pole and then,
Well, that, I just need to be, let's hope somebody takes a tape measure, measures that, make sure that it's, because I know it's pinchy around that corner as it is, and we just don't need any extra.
malarkey.
Other than that, it looks nice.
I mean, I zoomed in on the picture, McKinney, and I mean, if they put it where the picture, how they have it on the picture, it would be right next to each other.
it literally is sitting next to the light pole.
Yeah,
So it's going to be within a few inches of the light pole.
okay, good.
So, I mean, obviously,
But you're also,
you're looking at my vision
Yeah.
and this picture,
well, this
so
needs somebody down there.
we're not
Yeah.
to scale
Just to make
here,
sure that
but
we're
I
not-
don't think it interferes with the sidewalk.
Mr. Nitschke, all we're asking is that someone's aware of that and looks at it. Because it's a two-dimensional drawing, it's hard to tell.
Yeah, we will certainly look,
But
either
as you sit here and
myself
look at it, it looks like it could be tight.
Well, who is in charge of the,
or Jeremy will handle that, well, Chief
Yeah,
Chief
Chief
Watson will be on
Yeah, put
that.
him on.
I'll-
is
I'll
he,
send
is he
him
in
a
charge
message.
of is he in charge of that part for the permits?
But other than that, it looks nice.
That would probably fall into his realm under permits, yes, so I'll make sure he's aware of your concerns.
Are there any other questions, Mr. Keikos, on the process?
Not so much on the process. I just more concerned about the fact that none of our signage in downtown matches now. So we have this archway, which is gonna be going in. Then we have the ones that the HDC put in that, I'm sorry, not the HDC, the DDA rather, put in where it's directional, for the other businesses. And then our street signs, they're all completely different. So, if we're gonna have any sort of meshing going on, that would,
Well, and you're not wrong, and fortunately or unfortunately, that's what the DDA is supposed to do. They actually have a design committee where all of that should be considered. And just like the wayfinding signs that were created should have come to the
That's
HDC.
the,
But they have to come first. They can't come after you've designed them, bought them, and printed them, and
I
they're
agree.
standing there.
I mean, sounds to me like they wasted it, but.
Fortunately for this project, these look nice, and they're gonna be a nice addition, and I'm happy to see that.
When I have something to update to, you can update to the arch, update the wording on the wayfinder. You
well,
can have a bake sale.
Right?
why does it have to be, I mean, overhaul and everything else, but they have a sign that's next to the light pole that says Battle Alley, Historical Battle Alley, little sign like that, that's black with white lettering with, you know, and it's got like a little gold font, Historic Battle Alley. Why can't we do black with white lettering for that too?
It's already been ordered, it's already here.
I mean, we don't have to allow it though, do we?
Well, but that's the point. We're not here to stop progress. We're not here to, it's unfortunate. Like
do
I
we
said,
have
at
to-
least it looks within the parameters. You can you'll have some people that don't care that they don't all match. But for, at least for the HDC's purpose, this sign fits the period for the street and it adds to it. Like I said, if it had come in with silver poles and a silver sign and then we'd be sitting here going, now what do you do?
We just look like we just grabbed some paint and threw it at something.
If you're not familiar with the downtown compliance issues,
Yep.
I can meet with you one day. There's a building down there that 3 years ago, they come in and they like to do this. It almost seems like it's on purpose. The village is closed Friday through Sunday and they seem to start their projects on the weekend so that by the time Monday gets here, they're all done. And what happened was they come in and replaced windows, but they didn't do like Mr. Love did with his buildings and complete the window to look like it should look. They came in and put in rectangle windows filled in with plywood, and in one case, the plywood's still sitting there. At least the other one
And actually
painted
see
the plywood.
that
You see
top
there,
picture. Those
Yeah.
windows on the
Chain link.
right side, the right building, are the ones we're talking
Yeah,
about.
I don't like that. I
I know
don't like that at
inserts
all.
with the plywood.
Yeah, that, and I think put
Yeah,
the
right
banner
there.
on that'd be tacky.
Okay.
And at the time it was done, we brought it up, but nothing ever seemed to get done.
Yep.
And with the building on Battle Alley, 113, I brought that up the day it was happening, and I had Mr. Nitschke down there, and I was pointing it out, and that property owner knows that
2
he's
years
at the
ago and
HDC.
7 years ago. I
Because
guess.
it's, we've been around the corner with him once before. And it's very frustrating because at the same time, we had other, we went through it with Andy's place, we went through it with Randy Redmond, we went through it with a coffee shop when they designed. They all had to come here, they had help through the county, they designed, they had to comply. And then all of a sudden you get somebody else that just walks in and arrogantly does whatever they want. And then I can't get the village to even stop that. So it is frustrating.
Well, I will work on the part with the council.
And my concern is, I would hate to at some point see us in court over one of these issues.
Are you done now, sir? I know you're the chairperson, but you interrupted me 3 times now.
Well, you happen to tend to talk whenever you want to.
When there's a
So
quiet
go
point, I
ahead.
talk. And I said, I will work with council on making sure they stand behind the HDC. I will talk to them because I am the liaison. Other thing is that they have links, chain links on this banner, or on this signpost to put optional banners on. Did anybody see that? I didn't see it, so I blew it up and saw it. I don't think we should put banners underneath. I think that would look tacky.
No, the seasonal banners would be fine, like putting up for promotion of holidays or promotion of Halloween, and also we have the Dickens Festival promotions.
Well, I'm just saying, but to put it on that sign might be just, depending on how they look, it could be.
Well, it actually might help people find out
That's
what's
true
going
too.
on
I mean, I appreciate the input.
Because we put them over the roads, and they're difficult to read in the roads.
No, I agree with 100% what George said. I mean, I looked at my phone and I got screenshots now for 113 that was 7 years ago from Google Maps and 3 years ago on the back of that building that shows the windows before Ziggy's was even there. When that half window Ziggy's had to fix is showing in one of the pictures.
Oh, for Google Maps? pictures?
Yeah, from Google Maps.
Nice.
So. I don't know if if the signs could be historical looking like, not just like the ones we put up.
Well, the temporary ones should be fine, because it's usually just for
But
promotions.
you do raise a question.
Because
I would like to see the DDA come up with guidelines. If somebody wants to put a temporary banner up, it should at least look within the realm so that it matches instead of it's just anything up there.
Yeah, because it says heavy duty chains for
But we don't
stainless
wanna-
cables.
We don't wanna have them bring that to our committee or.
No, but if the DDA had a guideline,
Oh,
then anybody that wanted to do a sign would follow the guideline. They still put their information within that parameter.
Because it does say the
You
heavy
follow
duty
what we're
chains.
talking about?
the heavy duty chain thing.
And then it says stainless cables and stainless spring clips. I'm like, well, and George was just saying, if we had a stainless aluminum or this or that, and I happen to see them, like, well, you know.
Do you see what we're looking at, Mr. Nitschke?
I was waiting for Mr. Wendell.
Go ahead.
I was waiting for Mr. Wendell to finish speaking.
Thank you, Kurt.
What you're discussing is looking at, you are looking at, does the okay, we have too many abbreviations in this community.
Yes, yes.
This is the Historic District Commission is inquiring as to whether the Downtown Development Authority is going to set guidelines for banners that could or could not, may or may not hook to that arch for Battle Alley. That's what you're inquiring.
Yes.
And the answer is, I don't know if they have or if they will. That would probably be a correspondence from one board to, one commission to a board, or one board to a commission, or help me out on the
Emails have
alphabets,
to be
but yes.
sent.
Emails sent.
And that's end up on council. We get all screwed up.
I certainly understand where you're coming from with it, and I'm sure that they may or may not have thought of that already.
Okay, so what I would like to do, which would keep us in compliance, although we're a little backwards here, I would like to make a motion that we grant a certificate of appropriateness for the banners.
For the main banners or the optional banners?
These arch banners.
Okay, all right.
What name do you want to put on these?
The arches.
I believe-
Yeah, they're all labeled as archways.
Have
so
these
Okay.
been?
I'd just call them
Archways.
archways.
Pardon?
I would just go with archways. That's
Okay.
what's on both of the
All right,
So,
blueprints.
George, if I may ask, I was under the impression these had already been through once.
no,
Oh, okay,
that's the problem, they never came through.
okay.
The DDA got the grant, they got ordered, then it's my understanding Jerome Raska came to me, and Jeremy had said that has to go through the HDC. So their concern was, it's already done. So Jerome came to me and said, what do we have to do? And I talked with Mr. Price and I said, look, the good news is they fit the criteria. I said, but I'd like them to come through the board so that the board can be educated on the process, because we have new people. And at the same time, we'll make the motion to approve so that at least the formalities are taken care of. So my motion is a certificate of appropriateness regarding the archways for Battle Alley, with the recommendation that the DDA create guidelines for the additional banners that will be hung so that they match, so that it doesn't become Cartoon City.
So do you want a motion to issue a COA with conditions, or it's a motion to issue a COA?
That looks like shit.
With conditions,
Okay.
for the guidelines, which is number what?
Well, the guidelines that we'll use will be 9 and 10. And you'll need a list of your conditions. You want a style recommendation for the banners, or?
Yeah, the DDA needs to come up with guidelines so that the banners look like the archway, so that they fit the period.
Okay.
Guidelines for the optional, because that's the word they use here, for the optional banners. Okay,
Okay.
Stacy, do you have that?
Yes.
Okay.
I move that the commission issue a certificate of appropriateness for application number Battle Alley Arches, providing the following conditions are met, that a style guidelines for the optional banners
Is created by the DDA.
is created by the DDA to match the archway style. The work would then meet the Secretary of Interior's standards for rehabilitations, in particular standards numbers number 9, new additions, exterior alterations, and related new construction will not destroy historic materials, features, or spatial relationships that characterize the property, and the new work shall be differentiated from the old and will be compatible with historical materials, features, size, scale, and proportion, and massing to protect the integrity of the property and its environment. And number 10, the new additions and the adjacent and related new construction will be undertaken in such a manner that if removed in the future, the essential form and integrity of the historical property and its environment will be unimpaired.
So your motion is saying as long as they follow those bullet points, the numbers you just wrote out?
We granted a certificate of appropriateness, and we were basing it on items 9 and 10.
Yeah, I wanted to second, I wanted to make sure that that's what it was, so I could say,
Well, it isn't, the justification of using the certificate of appropriateness is we're gonna use 9 and 10, because this is going to fall into those two categories, and then that matches the
So-
standards for rehabilitation.
yeah, so I'll
The other,
second.
the other standards just don't, they don't match, right?
No, I'll
So-
second the motion as
Yes.
long as it pertains to what you had stated.
Okay,
So first, McKinney,
Yes.
is there support for McCanty's motion?
That's what I just did, I supported it.
That was Wendell. Okay? Is there any further discussion? Mr. Keikos?
On that or anything?
Your
On
name's
that.
not Keikos.
I was just asking a question.
It's on the motion.
Nope, I got nothing.
Okay. Ms. Hutton?
And I brought this up last time, those signs at the either end of the Battle Alley that has the businesses that are in the alley. They do not match the aesthetics of town, you know, it's
You're-
just a,
You're right, but
But that's not in this motion.
those were put in by the DDA without coming before the board and without any consideration of that. And we've made that statement to the administration.
I was just wondering if there's anything that we could do to,
Well, that'll come up in these meetings, that'll come up in these 2 meetings we're gonna have.
We could, never mind, no.
But the discussion here,
Just pull them out.
the discussion here is on this motion,
right,
Okay.
okay?
Any other discussion?
We're good? Mr. Wendell?
Yep, fine.
Okay, roll call, please.
Cullis,
Yes?
Keikos,
Yes,
McKinney,
Yes.
Hutton,
yes.
Turpinning, Van Zelfte, Wendell.
Yes.
Motion carries 5-0. That brings us to commission and staff comments. I will start with Mr. Keikos.
I have nothing at this time.
Ms. Hutton?
No.
Mr. McCanny?
No.
And Mr. Wendell?
One thing, it's just a curiosity question, and not a major thing. We all know that we're having issues with the dam trying to get everything done. We cannot make that part historical district at all, can we? That specific plot?
It could be, I don't know that it would have any, I don't know that that would be any help to them now.
Only reason why I'm just,
Yeah.
We definitely don't want to make the dam historical. That would cause us a lot of problems when it comes to changing any form of it. That would be majorly problematic for Part 307. If the historic district was to extend into the parks attached to it, that could potentially be beneficial. That's something that could be explored. I'm not really sure where the parcel lies within. I don't know if the parcel attached at the Mill Pond is Waterworks Park or not. I'm still trying to find out. I know Waterworks Park is across the street, but the village does own that parcel across, which is the launch and where people fish from. So all of those things are relevant, which is why I give the updates now at Parks for that parcel. So, I mean, yeah, historically speaking, being able to put signage up interpretively, educationally, it does open up grants and funding opportunities. So, yeah, I mean, that would help. I mean, it would help the village. It would help potentially anybody involved in, the parcels, the people that have to pay for it, especially in Rose, because, I mean, there's a lot of people that just don't have the money, and this has been thrust upon them.
There's only 12 people in Holly and
There are, I believe, 21 parcels in Holly, and the rest are in Rose. I believe. I'd have to look at my numbers, but don't hold me to that exact number.
Well, if we can be of any help, let us know.
Yeah, for sure. My goal is to try to get as many of the commissions and municipalities to collaborate as much as possible, not necessarily financially, but by talking. That's why all the resolutions of support have been so helpful, like Rose Township passed theirs. So I've got, I've submitted one, to the board of Holly Township now, so we'll see where things go. So it's just, everything's getting rolling.
I think the one you submitted to us is on next Wednesday's.
Oh,
agenda.
fantastic. I will put that on my calendar and I'll show up then.
I can confirm it before you leave.
Yeah, for sure.
Okay.
Yeah, so thank you.
any
I
other
appreciate that.
nope, that's all I had.
The last comment I'll make is, it's unfortunate. I have always considered John Love a friend of mine. He made his comment tonight that I didn't like him. That's not true. I have a great deal of respect for him. I was one of the only people that was willing to put him on a committee at the time we did. Unfortunately, it didn't work out. But, that's all I'll say on that. At that point, we'll close this meeting at 7:04. John, did you want these pictures back?
What's happening with the Holly Hotel?
Yeah. It's under an NDA.
What's that?
It's under a non-disclosure agreement, so we don't know.
The wraparound, that's an old picture? Okay, is this where Sally was?
Yeah, right.
Oh, I thought it was the same house.
It made it to the Wednesday.
That's where Sally was. I know, but,
This was a demo.
well, but that's Lack.
It's a Wednesday.
So these are three different houses. Okay. Is that Bayard Street? What's that?
That's next